welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Challenger Scorpion game. We're back on the bridge terrain here, although the water level has dropped at the river. It's made it fordable, and timing it just right, the Orks have turned up to try and seize this bridge here. It is under Necron control, but Orks have turned up to challenge this vital river crossing here. But at a different part of the season, water levels aren't as high as they have been. The river is fordable, and the bridge is crossable as well. Orks and Necrons will collide in this Challenge the Scorpion game. Right, so welcome to this 1850 point Challenge the Scorpion game. It's Orks against Necrons. I'm going to be taking my new revamped Necron army here in this game. So HQ's the Necron Overlord, Tamun Ra as he's been named now, with War Scythe, mastercrafted, and then Gauntlet of the Conflagrator. Upgrade for him, that's the Strength 7 AP2 template weapon, one use only. And then Phase Shifter, that's his 4+ invulnerable save, and then a bodyguard for him, 5 Lich Guard with Hyperphase swords and dispersion shields. They'll all be inside the Knight Scythe as dedicated transport. Then the first troops choice here as part of a Reclamation Legion, and in a Knight Scythe is 10 Necron Immortals with Gore's Blasters. 2 units of Necron Warriors as troops, one of them has a Ghost Arc dedicated transport, and then 5 Tomb Blades, Nebula Scopes for them, that ignores cover, Particle Beamers, that's the Strength 6 AP5 Blast for them, and then Shield Veins pushing their armor save to 3+. Then 2 Canoptic Harvest formations, each of those is the same. 5 Necron Wraiths, 1 Tomb Spider, and then 3 Scarab Bases, and it's the same for the one just behind there. So 1 Reclamation Legion, and then 2 Canoptic Harvests, and they're all part of a Decurion detachment. Right, 1850 points of Orks here. Rob Batchelor's come down, he's issued the challenge and has brought along his Orks, so he's going to run through what he has here.
Okay, so this is my 1850 point Ork list. It's 2 combined arms detachments. My Warlord is a war boss on a war bike. He also has a Combi Sculpture and a Power Claw and the Lucky Stick. Other HQ is the Pain Boy on a war bike. They're going to be with 3 knobs on war bikes. One of them has a Power Claw, he's not the boss knob, and they also have a boss pole. I also have 3 mega knobs in a truck, all with Combi Scorchers. And then 2 troops are 2 units of 12 boys in trucks. All the trucks have reinforced rams. The knobs both have Power Claws, boss poles. Then I've got 6 war bikes with a knob with a Power Claw and a boss pole. And then heavy support, I've got a battle wagon with a reinforced ram, 2 rocket launchers and a cannon. I've got 9 looters. I've also got 9 tank busters in a truck with rockets. They've got a bomb squig, and the knob has a boss pole and a big chopper. The other combined arms detachment's led by a big mech. He's on a bike with a shock attack gun. The 2 troops are 10 grots with a runt herder with a runt squig. I've got another 12 boys with a boss knob with a Power Claw and a boss pole. They're in a truck with reinforced ram and rockets. I've got 2 tractor cannons, each with 3 grots, and then finally a Death Copter in fast attack with twin link rockets.
Right, so that's Rob's army there. Very, very nice indeed. Loads of conversion work done with these, and some interesting unit combinations, ones that I haven't even thought of for my own Orks, so it'd be interesting to see how well this army does. They're numerous in number, they look well mechanised, and mean and nasty enough. We'll see how well they do against this Necron Decurion detachment. Okay, so the scenario, it's the Scouring standard 40k mission here. So there's 6 objectives on the table. They all have different values, between 2 and 4. Those will be revealed just before the game begins, after deployment is done. So they've been placed. The canisters here, which is very fitting for the terrain. Looks like a canister drop has taken place. The Orks and the Necrons are interested to see what each of these canisters contains. So there's one just here next to Rob's Orky sign. It clearly tells the Orks which direction to go, with a big arrow pointing across the bridge. And then here is a second objective, and there's one right in the centre of the bridge. Then coming around, there's one just laying here in the shallow river bed. Then there's one just here next to the ammunition crates just there, and then the final one is in the river just there as well. So for this game, what we said is the river is lowered down, so it's not impassable anymore. It's just difficult terrain for infantry, so they can cross, they won't take casualties. And then for vehicles, it counts as dangerous terrain. They can cross, but there's a chance they can get stuck in the mud just there. But it means that it's opened the table up now. The restriction of the bridge has been taken away by a fair amount, and now units can start to cross the actual river itself. So the Orks have timed it well for their bid to take control of the bridge here and the resources that have been dropped down in the form of these canisters. Right, so deployment, the Orks will go at this end, Dawn of War, which fits nicely with the scenario here, and then coming around, the Necrons will deploy 12 inches in at this end of the table, just here. Right, deployment for the Orks here, they have set up on a wide front all the way across the edge of the riverbank, knowing that they can cross the shallow river here. So Ork bikers just on this flank, there's a tractor cannon just there as well. Tank busters are inside this transport here. Ork boys inside this transport. Then the battle wagon. Is that the kill cannon it has on top?
No,
just a cannon. Okay, all right. And then behind that, inside there is the looters, and then behind them the Ork knob bikers, the war boss, and the pain boy as well. And then trying to figure out what the sign means here. The Grots have taken up position. They're confused by the signage. It looks quite obvious what direction to go for everybody else, but they're still trying to interpret what the sign means. They're just set up there with the Runtford, and then the other tractor cannon just next to them. Ork boys inside this transport here, this Ork truck. Mega knobs inside the truck here, and then Ork boys in the final truck just on the left hand side. So nice spread across the table for the Orks, and we're saying contact by turn 2. We'll see if the Orks can move up and then make contact with the Necrons. It may well be a very, very fast move from them across this riverbed. We'll have to see. But Necrons coming around here. Tomb Blades are deployed just in the woods or in the trees and scrub just there, anchoring the right hand side. And then more of a central deployment for the Necrons. Ghost Ark in the middle, ready to move up the bridge. Necron warriors just nearby. And then one Canoptic Harvest just there, and the second one just on the left hand side. So Necron's just deploying centrally, reacting to the Ork threat. So it'd be interesting in this game. I've got experience obviously with Orks, and then Rob in return does have a lot of experience with Necrons as well. So each of us do know the enemy, and that experience will help both of us in this ensuing battle. So reserves for the Necrons flying on, the Necron Overlord and Lich Guard, and also the Necron Immortals coming on from reserve as well. And then for the Orks, the big mech on the bike has joined the Deathcopter, and they will be outflanking. Interesting unit combination, never thought of that one, but he's allowed to do it. So this sneaky Ork big mech will be arriving on one of the flanks. So value of the objectives here just before sees the initiative. 3 points for this one here for the Orks, that's good for them. 3 points for the one on the bridge also. And then 4 points for the one just down in the riverbed there. So a high amount of value in this area of the table. 2 points for this one being held by the Grots, so it's a good incentive to hold that one as well. 2 points for this one in the riverbed, and then only 1 point for this objective being held by the Necrons. So that means despite the aggression of the Orks, the Necrons are going to need to try and seize these higher value objectives if they are to try and win the game. So it's not just going to be a defensive game for the Necrons, they will need to be aggressive at some point. We'll let Rob try and seize the initiative here on a 6. He'll go first. He'll be happy if he does get a 6. And he has rolled a 6. So the Orks are jubilant here. The experienced Ork commander has given the go-ahead for the Orks to begin their assault against the Necrons. Right, so movement here. Rob's on the move. There's only one way forwards, or one direction the Orks are going to go here, straight ahead. With these vehicles come crashing out of the jungle and smashing their way down through the scrub and into the riverbed just there. Passing dangerous terrain so far, but quite a sight to behold. To see all these Orks come rumbling down, the ground shaking, all these vehicles coming forwards. Here comes the big battle wagon. Can't believe the bridge is wide enough for him at the moment, at least. It's going to be tight if he's going to advance further, but straight onto an objective there as well, so 3 points secured just with that vehicle. Right, so for the Orks here, one of the trucks has got immobilised. Just to mention, a lot of these are done up like looty wagons, but they're counting as trucks in the game here, and it's a great job that's been done. The standard truck model's quite well, just a bit too uniform, so Rob's done a great job here of adding some nice variety to his army. But one of the trucks has got stuck. Just the way we're rolling up the difficult terrain, it's gone from the rocks there and then into the river, so it was 2 tests had to be made and then failed. He had double one rolled, and this one has taken a hull point and got stuck. The other two are fine, they've made it through. Then holding here with the tractor cannon and Gretchen, and then beginning advance across the bridge, the battle wagon advancing there to the objective. No terrain test needed for him. Then the bikers following up behind, passing difficult dangerous terrain with this truck, if you can call it that, and then holding here with this truck. We're just moving into cover actually, a few inches there with him. Tractor cannon still in the corner, and the bikers losing one of their number to dangerous terrain, but they have descended down into the riverbed as well. So Orks advancing nicely here. A few hiccups, but they'll keep pushing forwards. They've already advanced this far, and remember there's flat out moves to do as well. But we'll go on to, there's no psychic phase for either. Well, no psychers for either side, so there'll be no psychic phase in this game. I'm going to go on to shooting next for the Orks on turn 1. Right, so shooting for the Orks here, flat out moves have been important. Passing dangerous terrain here, just about, but getting through another 12 inches. They're right up, there's mega knobs inside here, and they're right up against the tomb blades, so decisions to be made for them. Then the other unit of Ork boys has pushed up here as well, so Orks closing the gap very quickly as predicted. They're crossing the riverbank very well. holding here and firing snapshots, 3 hits and a hull point taken on the Ghost Ark just up ahead. That was from the looters. Holding here with the bikes, snapshot missed from the tractor cannon, holding here with the tank busters, and then the bikers losing another one of their number through dangerous terrain, but they've moved up 12 turbo boosting, and then also here flat out with this unit of Ork boys. So that is shooting phase and run moves all done. There's no combats and charges yet, but the Orks getting themselves into position quite nicely. We're going to go on to Necron turn 1. How will the Necrons react to this rapid Ork advance? Okay, so movement for the Necrons here on their turn 1, just reacting to the Orks as they attack on both flanks and up the centre as well. So there's been a fair bit of movement for the Necrons as well. Just trying to protect the Tomb Blades here, realising that they're in trouble. They've shifted across 12 inches and automatically passed. Just realised here, well, Rob's pointed out, that with move through cover rule granted to the formation, they don't need to roll for dangerous terrain. So those jet bikes, even better than I thought they were now, just ignoring the effects of dangerous terrain. So they're just on the hillside just there. And then shifting across to cover them, the Wraiths have moved out 12 inches, heading off towards the Ork truck just there. And then the Scarabs have bred a base, no wound taken on the Spider. They've moved out against the truck just there. Spider moving up 5 inches. Ghost Ark pulling back and swinging across this way. Necron Warriors advancing through just 3 inches, also to lend some fire support. So trying to deal with that flank there for the Necrons. Then breeding the base of Scarabs, again, no wound taken, going straight up the bridge, heading off towards the battle wagon. Spider moving up 6, and then moving out to the left-hand side, the other unit of Wraiths to take on the Ork units here. So they're good counter-attacking units, the Scarabs and the Wraiths for the Necrons, and they have reacted to the Orks here. So aggression being shown by both sides. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Necrons on their turn 1. Right, so shooting for the Necrons, not too bad. The truck here has been destroyed. That was fire from the Tomb Blades, just ignoring cover there, those strength 6 shots coming through. That's forced the Knobs to get out. They've disembarked here and they are pinned. Unfortunately, they're failing that test, so they'll not be able to charge on their next turn. 2 hull points dealt out here. That was all the Gauls fire from the Ghost Ark and the 2 Necron Warrior squads. Only 2 hull points taken, so it's not destroyed, so we'll not be able to charge the boys inside this turn. That's shooting done for the Necrons. We will go on to assaults for them next. Right, so assaults here, a number have gone ahead, a simultaneous charge here with the Wraiths. They've made it into contact with both units, the bikers and the truck here. And then the Scarabs, they've chickened out from charging the battle wagon. Rob would have got a whole load of Overwatch shots from the looters, instant death, AP4, nasty stuff. So we've instead swung round to the left and have joined the assault against the truck just there. Then down here, the Tomb, Spider and Scarabs have made it into contact with the truck. No damage there from Overwatch. Just to mention, actually, from Overwatch, one of the Wraiths was brought down, the boys inside and the bikers firing through, causing some damage there, failing a couple of reanimation protocol rolls. Then round here, we have gone after the Ork Mega Knobs. The Wraiths have closed in against them. So it's an attack here from the Orks and then counter-attack from the Necrons. Aggressive from them, taking the fight to the enemy, but they've had to split off in different directions. See if they can blunt this Ork assault. Will go into combats now on turn 1 for the Necrons. Right, so roll up combats here. Wraiths will go first. So initiative 2, ignoring cover, and there is 20 attacks there in total. There's 5 Wraiths. It could all be over quite quick if we get a load of Rens, but we'll see what happens. All depends on this dice roll. Weapon skill 4 against weapon skill 4, so we need 4s for hits. Yeah, maybe sort of hitting average there. And then 2s for wounds is good. There's 2 6s at least. So one of the Mega Knobs is brought down. And then Rob will need to make a fair few saves. We're looking at 7 saves with 2+. He'll want to pass. Doesn't want to foul 2. He has, yeah, 1 Mega Knob gone. So there's 1 Mega Knob left. That'll probably be the one with the boss pole. Okay, pretty good there for the Wraiths. Rob will get to fight back here with his remaining Meganob. Oh, 222. Dear, oh dear. He was pinned though, it sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
As he clambers, imagine that the Meganobs slowly pulling themselves out of the wreck here, their big armour weighing them down, and then attacking them, jumping up from behind the Wraiths, pouring over the top, have destroyed 2 of them here, and the other one's failed to hit back at all. Just in shock, really, at the speed of the Wraiths and their aggression. So lost by 4 here, all up morale for him. Double 6, he pulls out extreme rolls here.
So mob roll.
Yep. 6 is a
Breaking
break here. Yeah, he wants to re-roll here to get a better result. A 1 is born to
fight, so he treats as passing.
Yeah, no, we're just checking the result there. 1 is excellent for when he's locked in combat. He gets born to fight, they pass. So the melee will continue. The Meganob holds his ground. So that's that melee done. We'll get the others resolved here as well. Right, so the rest of the combat's resolved here. You can see that the bikers are still there. They've lost 1 of their number. That was a rending hit from one of the Wraiths. And then here, 2 hull points dealt out. That was from the Scarab bases. But the Wraiths, 2 of them failed to do any damage at all, so didn't finish that vehicle off. So both those units are alive. Now that vehicle will be allowed to pull away from the combat. And then the bikers are locked in there. They failed their morale, but another 1 was rolled, born to fight. They'll continue on the melee. So it hasn't gone too bad for the Orks down here. Not as bad as we thought it would go. Around here, though, the Tomb Spider failed to do any damage, but the Scarabs finished the truck off, and the Ork boys have got out. Now, it looks like the Necrons are doing well, but Orks do have options here. There's a unit of boys that are not pinned and ready to move out. And then Rob will be free to choose his target, multiple targets he could go after. And then here he can react with this unit of boys against the Necrons as well. So decisions to be made for the Orks on their turn 2 coming up next. Right, so Ork movement here on turn 2. Shooter boys have got out, ready to assault in against the Wraiths. And the Ork boys here swinging round, moving 6 nicely through the cover there, moving their way across the river and up the bank multiple options. Rob has declared a war this turn, so they will be able to run before they charge. Holding here with the bikes, really just keeping a reserve, just aware that the Necrons will be bringing in other units onto the table. Holding here at the neon sign, and then turning, going 6 inches down the side of the bridge here with the battle wagon. Tank busters moving up behind, and then disembarking here with the Ork boys getting ready to charge in either against the Wraiths or the Scarabs or both, and then the continuing melee just there. So Orks reacting well here. They do have a lot of units that can move very quickly and a lot of units to choose from, a lot of options available to them here as we go on to their shooting phase next on turn 2. Okay, so shooting phase for the Orks, some damage coming in here against the Scarabs. That was 5 from the Ork boys there, and also the truck. Then the tank busters snap shooting, firing through here, no damage against the Tomb Spider. 1 wound taken on the Tomb Spider here. That was a whole load of firepower coming through, snap shooting with the looters, and then the rockets and cannon on top firing as well, but just 1 wound taken in the end. Doing a run move here, just getting in position to charge here with the Ork boys, and then running here as well with these shooter boys getting ready to try and take on the Wraiths. So that is shooting finished for the Orks. We'll go on to their assaults next on their turn 2. Right, so assaults then, the Ork boys have charged just the Scarabs here, actually, going after them. Should be able to destroy those. Losing 5 on Overwatch here, though, from the Necron warriors, but have made it into combat just about have in range there with their charge. And here we go, roll, helping the Ork boys out there, and then easily made into contact against the Wraiths. So there's three combats here. That one should go in favour of the Orks, you reckon. This one we'll have to see. And then down here, it's a desperate bid here to try and reduce these Wraiths down. We'll see how well these shooter boys can do. So on to combats now for the Orks on turn 2. Right, so we'll do the combat here. Wraiths fighting against the Ork bikers. We'll go first here with the Wraiths, just get their attacks done. Needing 4s. Not too impressive. It's okay. And then strength 6, toughness 5. So 3s or more. There's no rends, but 4 saves required in total from Rob here. Passing 2, failing 2. So that'll just leave the Ork Knob with the Power Claw left. He will get to strike back though with those. There'll be 6 attacks for them. Here, needing 4s. Not too bad. And then 6s for wounds. Does get 1. Wraiths here will need to roll up. 3 is a pass there. And then now to the knob. 4s for hits. That's very good indeed. 3 hits. 2s for wounds. 2 wounds coming through. 3+ inbunt. Failing 1. So a wound being taken there. Yeah, they're just checking the range. We're out of reanimation protocols range for that. So 1 wound taken just there. We'll get a result now. So Orks have lost by 1. And failing morale. So now he gets to roll on his chart. A 4. Yeah, Rob's going to go for a reroll here. Another 1 will be good. 5's not so good. I think he's going to break. So we'll roll up for chasing him down. We get a 1. So he's
away.
He's away.
Initiative 3.
He is initiative 3. So he's escaped. So that biker can fall back. Right, 6-inch consolidation rolled up for them. So they've advanced across the river. It'll be interesting to see what those Wraiths do next. On to the next combat here. Boys against Scarabs. Rob's just moving in some of his models. We'll do our Scarabs fighting here. They need 4s for hits. And then, yeah, 2 wounds here coming through. It's 2 6s to save them. No, it's 2 boys are gone. But I don't think the Scarabs are going to last too long. Yeah.
Without the knob, so it's 11. They've got 4 attacks each, haven't they?
Okay. 44 attacks now coming in for the Ork boys. Should start to average out with this many dice. 3s for hits with these guys against these Scarabs. So a fair amount of 1s buried in there. But a nice lot of hits coming through. So I thought Scarabs had a nice lot of attacks, but Ork boys able to respond with a similar amount here. Toughness 3, so you're on 3s for wounds. Scarabs are within reanimation protocols range, but there's a fistful of dice to roll here. So 6+ armor save first of all. We can take off a little bit of the damage, and their reanimation protocols could well be in trouble here, actually. Yeah, it could be in trouble here with the Scarabs. Yeah, oh, there's a base. Wow, actually pretty amazing roll. There's wounds already out there, so 2 bases will go, and there's 1 base left with a wound. Oh, no, sorry, there's 4 bases there, so yeah. Yeah, so the Knob can fight now, but there's still 2 bases there. One of them has a wound, so if he misses here, the Scarabs will survive. And he hits with 1, and he should kill it, unless he rolls a 1. No, 4. Okay, so that wounded base can go. But Scarabs are still there. That 1 base, that will hold the Orks in position. Well, yes, interesting. Whether that's a good thing, yeah, I'm going to say, because they'll be protected from being shot at. The fearless Scarabs will continue to nibble, their numbers being severely reduced. Right, so Salt's here. We'll do the Necron Warriors. There's 10 of them fighting, needing 4s. It's not too bad. Actually, just on average. And then 4s for wounds. Yes, 4 wounds coming through. So 4 saves of 6 is required. Rob's got 1, just rolled over there. So 3 of the Ork boys brought down. Necron Warriors standing up. Depends what kind of damage they can take in response. We'll have to see. So here come the attacks for the Orks. Nice lot of attacks. 4s for hits. 4s for wounds. Yeah, there's a fair few. Okay. Right, so 4+ save. Past all of them except 1. And then reanimation for an insult. Yes, we do. Not a scratch on the Necron Warriors. But we'll just hang on a second, because the Ork Knob can fight now. Needing 4s. 2 1s and a 2. You can't predict this stuff. Necron Warriors have held. No, they've done more than held. They've beaten the Ork boys here. So we are going to need a morale check from them. They fail on an 11, so it's down to the table here. 5's not good. Rob will re-roll and get 6 is not good. They're going to break here. Necron Warriors have bounced Ork boys, and we'll roll our initiative. What an insult. If we get something high, we get a 6. It's in the smoke. It reveals a 2. Ork boys have been stopped by Necron Warriors and then hunted down and killed and routed. Unbelievable. Couldn't have predicted that. Necron Warriors, their computer programming recently updated for fighting Orks. It's paying off. So we'll consolidate with them, but well done to the Necron Warriors. Consolidating 3 inches there. 1 more combat to do, and that is the Wraiths. We'll see who fares well in this one. Okay, so combat's here. We'll do 1 Wraith. He's in base contact with the Knob. We'll continue fighting him, needing 4s. And then a double 6 would be good. No, but 2 wounds coming through. 2 saves of 2+. Yes, easily passed. Right, then 12 attacks against regular Ork boys. Needing 4s. Some misses, but I think we're a bit above average here. That's pretty good. Then 2s for wounds. There's 2 kills straight away. And then 5 saves of 6+. So Ork boys been hacked here. Saving 1. So that's a total of 6 Ork boys gone. But Rob will get to strike back at full strength here. Okay, here come the attacks for the Ork shooter boys. So when you play a game of Orks, you spend half the time moving the models and then the other half rolling the dice. A lot of dice. Then wounds here will actually be 6s, won't it?
5.
No, 5s for Furious Charge. There's a chance here to get some hits, and he has. There's a lot of wounds there coming through. There's 6, 7, there's 8. 8 wounds for the Wraiths. Yeah, it brings back memories of a previous game. Ork boys being used to overwhelm Wraiths. Try and pass some saves here on 3+. We've failed 4. Yeah, thankfully, within reanimation protocols range, you can see the spider just there. So we do get 4+s to try and recover some of these. We save one of the Wraiths, but one of them has been brought down by the Ork shooter boys. Yeah, Rob's going to roll up for the Knob and the Mega Knob together. So, yeah, that's right. All those attacks coming through. Wounds of 2+. Yes, all wounded. So, 3+. Failed 1. Reanimation. Yep, passed. So, got away with it just there. It's the massed attacks seem to be more of the danger for the Wraiths, one of them being brought down, but we're just going to resolve the morale here. So let's let Rob roll up for morale here. This is for the Orcs shooter boys. The 7, no, and he's going to roll on his chart. 6 is not good, he's going to re-roll. 6 is still not good, they're going to break here. It's initiative roll off a 2, followed by a 3. That will be a kill, but it all depends if this Mega Knob's going to run. If he passes morale, he'll save the... No. So here comes the roll up on the chart. A 5, he's going to re-roll. A 3 is amongst... That's not just good. Yes, it is good. Okay. No, that result is good. That's breaking heads, but he can't damage himself. So thanks to the composure of the Orc Knob there, who's managed to get to his feet, the Orc boys can run and they'll not be chased down by the Wraiths. It's quite a significant result there. So those Orc boys are free to move away. Maybe they'll rally and come back and fight again, and then the melee will just continue against the Orc Mega Knob just there. But that's combat's finished and turn 2 finished for the Orcs. We'll hand over to the Necrons now, see if they can continue on. We reckon they have some advantage, but the game's far from over yet. We'll see what happens. Right, so moving for the Necrons here on their turn 2. Spider moving across 4 inches along the bridge here. Just trying to catch up with the Wraiths, although the Wraiths have moved out very fast here, 12 inches. And looks like they're going after the bikes. That's the plan, at least. Ghost Ark moving here through, ready to let off a broadside against the battle wagon. Necron Warriors moving down confidently as well after their victory against the Orc boys. And then the Tomb Blades lining up as well, ready to fire across. Scarabs moving out in this direction instead, either to go after these boys possibly, or even the vehicle immobilised truck just there. And then melee continues against the Mega Knob, and then 6 inches moved with the Tomb Spider just there. So that's movement done for the Necrons. Their reserves haven't arrived. The 2 flyers are still off. So that gives a bit of a breathing space for the Orcs, so the Necrons will just have to cope with the strength that they have at the moment. But we'll go on to shooting phase now for them on their turn 2. Right, so shooting phase for the Necrons here, some impressive stuff coming through. Just moving an inch here with the Tomb Spider. Then a broadside here from the Ghost Ark and the Warriors inside, and rapid fire with these Warriors here. 3 hull points dealt out. It wasn't enough to take out the battle wagon, just 1 hull point remaining. That was quite crucial there. We're getting ready to fire the Tomb Blades at the unit inside, but they are still alright in there, although that vehicle is severely damaged. So instead switched targets to the Orc boys running away, and they have been annihilated by the Tomb Blades there with their deadly ignores cover shooting. So not too bad there for the Necrons. We do have some charges coming up. Scarabs here will attempt to charge the immobilised truck just there. Ongoing melee just here against the Mega Knob. Necron Warriors are relentless for the formations. They will get to charge the battle wagon, and then the Wraiths will try and charge. Well, we'll see who they charge. There's some options there. Okay, so multiple assaults here on turn 2 here for the Necrons. The continuing melee here against the Scarabs. And then the Necron Warriors have made it into combat. They've lost 3 of their number. That was Overwatch, pretty effective coming through, but Reanimation helping us out there. And then around here, the melee continues against the lone Mega Knob. Have made it into combat here with the Scarabs. And then the final one, the big one, the Wraiths have made it into combat, although one of their number was brought down by Overwatch there from the Bikers. That is a significant melee there. I reckon the Orcs have an advantage, but we'll see what happens. Melees can go either way, as we've seen already in the game so far. So a lot of melees taking place. Necrons standing up against the Orcs as both sides collide here on this sunken riverbed. Very enjoyable game. What a visual spectacle we're seeing here. Beautiful Orc army, nicely put together, lovely conversion work done, and then the Necron machine fighting out across the table as well. A nice backdrop with this focal point of this glorious bridge, Pegatron Bridge as it's been named after the Necrons captured it. But will they continue to hold it? We'll have to see as we go on to these melees next. Yeah, it's just resolving a melee here. The Scarabs causing no hits and then wiped out there by the Orc boys. And he's just backing off. May well put them back in the transport as an option. He's got decisions to make with those on his next turn there. But that's that melee finished. Right, next we'll do Necron Warriors here. 14 attacks against the battle wagon. I'll just roll down here. Freeze for hits. And then we're looking for just a single 6 will do it. So what the Gore's weapons couldn't do, we'll see if we can do it in combat. There it is, just the one needed, and we did get it in the end, but only just about. So that's a wreck there and a pinning test for those looters inside there. And Rob's failed, I think, his pinning test. Does he have an Ork knob with the unit?
No.
No, so they'll have to sit there with that result. Yes, no, he does still roll on the chart. He's rolled a 6 with no re-roll.
There's only 9 of them, so...
So, trouble. Okay. Yeah, so they're pinned. He's just going to decide where to place them. Okay, so we've got ourselves a result just here now as well. We've resolved this combat. Counted as weapon skill 0, so automatic hits because it's immobilised, and 2 hull points dealt out from the spiders just about, but it is destroyed. We've done the disembarking there with the looters. They're pinned, as we've already seen. So we've got this melee here to finish, and then also the bikers fighting up at the bridge. Right, so 12 attacks here from the Wraiths, needing 4s. We've missed with 5. And then a double 6 will finish them off. Nope, just a load of wounds. So 7, I think, saves to make, and passed all of them. Well done. The knob survives, and he'll fight back now. Gets his 1 hit, gets a wound. 3+ save. No. Reanimation, yes, we do. Right, draw melee, locked up. However, that might be good for the Orks, actually. Locking down those Wraiths for another turn, at least. Yeah, we're just discussing this melee here. How that melee goes could determine the game even. It's very, very important. If the Wraiths triumph or grind that unit down, then that will be a deadly blow to the Orks. But if the Orks bounce the Wraiths off, then it will free up a lot of Orks around here, and there's not many Necrons at this end of the table, so crucial melee coming up. We'll get this one resolved. Right, so regular knobs fighting first to their higher initiative.
The lucky stick.
Wow.
And their strength 4.
Oh yes, strength 4.
So 5s to wound. Not a single one.
Nothing, okay.
Painboy next, hit on 3s. 1 hit, poison 4+.
He does get one. We'll roll up a save, which we pass. Right, next initiative step is the Wraiths. There's 3 of them charging in, that's 12 attacks. They only 4s for hits. Can't do any challenges or anything like that with these. Some misses, but some hits coming through. And then toughness 5, so 3s for wounds. There's a 6, and then 2 saves to make as well. It's not that amazing. There's some saves to make here of 4+. Okay, but then there's the Painboy. And he's not made those, so... Yeah, Rob just rolled an extra dice there because he got a feel no pain for the rending hit that came through. So one... Yeah, but they're knobs though, so it's not whole models. There's wounds to distribute, 1 Ork knob biker taken off, and then 1 wound dealt out. So keeping the strength of the numbers there, but now here comes the crucial attacks. This is the Power Claw attacks.
This is the knob Power Claw
coming through. Very good. It's weapon skill 5 because the lucky stick. 2 wounds. This is the pressure rolls here for the Wraiths. Saves, failed 2. Uh-oh. And we'll just hold there because there's no reanimation at that range. So that is a whole Wraith base taken off. It's going well for the Orks here. Can he get any more damage coming through? The next one is the Warboss.
Getting on 3s.
Now he's got lucky stick decisions to make.
Well, I can re-roll 1 with my
Warlord trait, yep. He gets that.
And then I'll re-roll these 2.
May as well. Very good.
And then I'm on 2s to wound, and these are strength 10 as well.
Oh no.
And I will re-roll that.
Oh yes, right, it's used up all the lucky stick rolls. That's very good. That's a good upgrade. So now, 3+ saves, and these are instant death. We could see something special happen here. We've passed all of them except 1. We'll take the instant death on the one with the wound just there. So he's gone. So 1 Wraith does remain. They're fearless, they'll carry on, but they've They have done damage to the Ork bikers there, but still the unit remains strong, and Wraiths are in trouble. There's only one of them left. So well done to Rob there. That unit's held up very well indeed. There's no tests needed for them. They'll carry on fighting in their turn. So we're going to go on to Ork turn 3 next. Both sides really have locked horns. We'll see what happens as we go on to the third turn for the Orks. For the Orks here then on turn 3, Big Mech has turned up with his Deathcopter escort, just coming onto this flank here to help out the Orks on this side. Orks are stronger on this side for sure. Then just moving the transport here, the Ork boys getting inside. There is that objective, remember, 4 points it's worth just there. Holding here with the Ork artillery. Melee continues here, and just squaring up and moving forwards onto this objective. With the tank busters, and then pinned here with the looters just there, and then continuing to hold this position with the Gretchen and artillery for the Orks. So Orks on a lot of objectives at the moment, holding those. So Necrons may have the upper hand at the moment, but that's not going to count. It's all about these objectives that are on the table. Who controls those will determine who wins the game in the end. Melee continuing here against the Mega Nob. So we'll go on to shooting phase now for the Orks on turn 3. Right, so shooting phase for the Orks here on turn 3. Significant result coming through here. This was the tank busters have caused this damage, firing from here. We didn't jink just with the cover of the building, but still the shots went through, a load of penetrating hits, and then open topped on the result, it did detonate and explode. So well done there to them. Necron Warriors all surviving, passing 5 saves with 1 reanimation helping them out at the end, and not pinned with them, but their transport is destroyed. So we'll not be able to rebuild any more Necron Warriors in this game at least. So a great cheer went up there from the Orks. And some patting on the back taking place with some good marksmanship and shooting there from the tank busters. Yeah, just firing at the spider here. That was from the looters. No damage done from them. And a shot at the tomb blades. We didn't jink. That was from tractor cannon. No damage done just there. And then firing the shock attack gun and twin-linked rocket. No damage against the tomb spider just there. So that's the most significant result there. The Ghost Ark destroyed by the tank busters. But we'll go on to assaults now for the Orks on their turn 3. Now we don't think we have any fresh charges, and there's just the 2 combats left now. The Mega Nob continuing to fight, and then that vital melee there on top of the bridge. Alright, so resolve these combats. First one then, we'll do the bikers there fighting against the last Wraith. So regular Nobs will get to fight first, needing freeze with their weapon skill 5. And then just the 1 wound on a 5. Roll up a save here, we pass that one. Okay, Painboy next. 1 hit.
4.
Poisoned, yes he does. And save here, yes we do. So Wraith holding so far. He'll fight back now. 3 attacks only. just the one hit. A 6 would be helpful. There is a wound, so Rob's just deciding who to put the hit against.
I will put it on my war boss because he can re-roll.
Okay, war boss with a re-roll here. 4+, he'll re-roll it on the lucky stick. He's lucky indeed. He passes on a 5. Right, so now these nasty attacks coming back. This could kill the Wraith.
So the regular knob.
Just the one hit. 1 wound coming through. 3+, we passed that one. This is the war boss now, the last chance. He's got 2 lucky stick rolls to make. He'll take them.
I'll do my warlord trait.
Warlord trait first, yes. Yeah. So
Stick.
no, okay.
So 1 failure. And then it's a wound. 3 wounds.
3 wounds, okay. And this is strength
10.
This is strength 10. I have to pass these. We don't. There it is. That's the result that the Orks were looking for. I think they're looking for that because it's Necron turn next. So whether that's good or not, we'll have to see. But they have defeated the Wraiths here and have come out of it taking not too much damage. And now Rob has decisions to make. Where should he consolidate to? Remember, there's Necron reserves potentially arriving soon. That's a nasty unit has there. They're advancing a little way up the bridge. Okay. Right, we'll do this combat here. Wraiths will go first in 4s. That's a very good round. Now, if there's 2 6s in here, it's all over. There's 1 6 at least, and then a ton of saves. This should see the end of, yeah, just about. There's the one that was needed. The knob is, or the mega knob's gone. We'll roll consolidation net, and that marks the end of the turn. Then the turn's finished now, so we'll go on to Necron turn 3. We'll see if any of the reserves arrive. If they do, it could crucially help the Necrons out. We'll see what happens. Right, so moving for the Necrons here on turn 3. Just looking through the vegetation here, a lot of units have began their advance across the river. It seems the entire Necron army is on the move at the moment. So Knights are turning up here, and the Immortals have disembarked right next to the big mech with a shock attack gun. And then next to them, the Overlord Tamun Ra has arrived and disembarked here, ready to use his Gauntlet of the Conflagrator against the truck just there. The Flyers getting ready to lay down supporting fire. 4 inches moved with the Tomb Spider moving up the bridge, and then the Necron warriors that were here have now moved up onto the bridge, and then being followed by the other unit moving up behind them. Tomb Blades were here, and they've now jumped over 12 inches, just landing here. They may well shoot at the Gretchens across the other side of the river. Wraiths moving up 12 as well in this direction. Tomb Spider moving this way. There is an objective here worth 2 points, and then Scarabs just tucking around behind. Their job done. They're going to sit out, I think, the rest of the game and then wait to move on to the objective later on. So Necron's on the move here. It's been interesting. Both armies sort of fighting mid-table. So it's been an interesting clash, and then with the spread of objectives, it's meant that the game has spread all across the table, which has made for a very nice looking game indeed. But we'll go on to Necron shooting next on turn 3. A chance here for them to do some damage to the Orks. Okay, so shooting phase for the Necrons. It's been pretty good this turn. They really feel they've sort of tipped the scales well in their favour. Jinking here, but it wasn't enough to stop the shots coming through with the Necron Immortals. So the big mech and the Deathcopter are gone. Then here, the Gauntlet of the Conflagrator destroying, or taking the last hull point on the truck just there, and 4 of the Ork boys being killed. The Power Claw's still alive though after random allocation. They've got out just behind the wreck there. Then firing here, both of the Flyers firing through, killing the Ork biker Knobs, but the War Boss and the Pain Boy have survived. They're okay. Right, okay, so Rob's just rolled morale for them. He's rolled a 9, that's what he needed, so they've held just about. Then round here, the Necron warriors that are on the bridge and the ones behind firing through, 2 hull points but not destroyed there with the truck for the tank busters. Then the Gretchen, what a life they've had, just staring at the sign for a few turns, and then they've been wiped out. Yeah, they didn't know what hit them. That was fire from the Tomb Blades, sneaking their shots in, ignoring cover, and destroying them just there. So really has been a turn here for the Necrons to get a hold of this game. Doing a run move here, moving on to the objective with the Tomb Spider just there. We'll go on to Assaults next. There's a number of options here for the Necrons as well in this phase, so we'll go on to Assaults next for them. Right, so Assaults for the Necrons. The Wraiths have charged in, but you can see one of the numbers has gone. 3 wounds dealt out, just out of our reanimation protocols range with the Spider there. So 1 whole base gone and then a wound on the Wraiths, but they have made it into contact against the Looters. And then here the Necron Warriors have contacted the Ork truck, just seeking that last hull point there as well. So we'll go on to combats now for the Orks on their turn 3. Right, so combat's resolved. Here, the Looters are gone. Putting up a fight though, but they've been chased down and destroyed there by the Wraiths, and then they've consolidated 2 inches. And then the truck here was destroyed. The tank busters getting out there. So there's an option for them next turn, but really sensing that the Necrons have the upper hand here. Orks being pushed all the way back, almost to their neon sign at the back here. So turn finished for the Necrons. Just feel this relentless machine is chewing its way through this Ork army here at the moment. But there's still some options available for Rob and his Orks here. We'll see what they can do. It's their turn 4 coming up next. Right, so we're on to movement here for the Orks. Rob's saying he reckons the game has slipped from his grasp. So now he's going to rally the Orks for one final charge and a chance for glory. So he's going after Tamin Ra here. Maybe he'll lose the game, but at least he'll get a go at that cursed Necron Overlord. So that'll be a fascinating combat. I think it was one that we wanted to happen, and it looks like it is going to occur just here. And is he moving it? Yeah, he's going to move in Ork boys to support the attack. Very good. All right. I'm not going to actually... Well... I'm not going to write the game off quite yet. Depends. I said it's a full strength Necron unit, but he might be able to soften them up a little bit, and then if he gets a brilliant round of combat, yeah, interesting. He's got they're not pinned as well. These tank busters, they're available, and they're beginning to advance as well. He's got the 2 tractor cannons available. The Ork biker has rallied just over there. He's probably not going to play too much of a part in the rest of the game. But here's really the main strength for the Orks, just here. A final chance for them to go into glory. We were just saying that this tractor cannon was too steep there behind the hill, and was not able to see, but Rob's rolled a 6. He's rolled it up like a cannon has rolled to the edge of the ridge just there, and he's going to let off a snapshot up at the flyer. So we think the Necrons have it, but we'll not say for sure until we see what the Orks can do on their 4th turn. We'll let them do shooting now, try and soften up the Necrons as much as they can before going in for the assault. Okay, so shooting for the Orks, pretty good here from the tank busters again, firing up 6 hits out of 8, hitting the Tomb Spider up there, and then a load of wounds, 5 wounds. We found 3 of them, so it is gone. A good kill from them, very well done. And then 5 from the bikers here, and the Ork boys has brought down one of the Lich Guard. So that's shooting done. Snapshot here, no hit with the tractor cannon. This one firing did get a hit, but we jinked with this Night Scythe just there. So shooting done. Pretty good this turn from the Orks. Perhaps as a final salute from them. We'll have to see. We'll get these combats resolved first. So charges coming up next for the Orks. Alright, so just talking about the game here. If he... I think it will decide the game. It's difficult. If the Necrons win here and destroy these Ork units, then surely the game will go to the Necrons. If it's the other way around, if the Orks do well enough and destroy this unit or significantly damage it, then the game's back on for sure. So crucial melee coming up next. We'll see what happens. Right, so we'll do this combat here. You can see the Necron Overlord. He's going to fight the War Boss. He has been challenged by the War Boss. Does he have a name?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's out.
Get one if you
He's out to make a name for himself. Maybe leave that in the comments section. You can help Rob out with the idea for a name here for his war boss. So we'll see if he survives first. Necron Overlord, right, so Tamil Ra fighting here. He'll go first, initiative 2.
Weapon skill 6.
Weapon skill 6, right, so he'll be on 4s for hits. We'll get rerolls with our Warlord trait here. An Honourable Combatant is the Warlord trait, so we'll get rerolls. 2 hits, or reroll this 3. 3 hits, that's good from Tamil Ra. Strength 7.
And toughness 6.
Toughness 6, freeze for wounds. They all wound, they're AP 2. So we're looking now at Feel No Pains to try and help this war boss out. He fails all 3 of them. That's right. We're just saying we're going to roll lucky sticks here, but you can't use it for Feel No Pain rolls. The war boss has been slain. Run through with the mastercrafted war scythe of Tamil Ra. So, like the legend of Gut Ripper, as we've seen on the channel, Tamil Ra has claimed quite a significant victim here. An Orc war boss has fallen to his war scythe blade. So let the Pain Boy fight now, initiative 3. Yes, 2 hits, or weapon skill 5. So, force wound, isn't he? He's poisoned.
Poison 4+, 1 wound.
That's the one. Passed there. Now we do have, actually, to remember, Hammer of Wrath for your bikers.
Ah, yes.
So just roll those up. It wouldn't have much significance, but they can be rolled up now. There's a wound, yes.
Wound, and then the Pain Boy 1 more wound on a 5. No, it's just 1
okay.
wound.
So just roll that up, 3+. No. This is one of the Lich Guard here, and passed that time, so it wouldn't have made any difference. We'll do a Lich Guard now, 2 of them fighting against the bike that's left. They're on 4s for hits, just the 1. Strength 5. It's a wound, and it's AP 3. So Feel No Pain is allowed for this one, which he doesn't get. But he's 2 wounds, isn't he? Yeah, so he's still alive. So the Pain Boy survives. Regular Orc boys can fight now. We'll do the Lich Guard in just a moment. Maybe there's a Power Claw in there as well. There's still some hits to come through in this one.
20 attacks.
Yep.
On 4s.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just beginning to wonder here. Well, it had to be done. The war boss had to issue a challenge, but maybe.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
5's to wound.
It's 3.
3 wounds.
Okay, so we'll roll up some saves here. There's a fail, but we'll re-roll, or not re-roll, but 4+ reanimation. Yes, we get that, so that's passed. Okay, so then that's that done. So now we're on to Lich Guard, needing freeze for them. Their weapon skill 5. Yeah, no, just weapon skill 4, so just the 1 hit, and no wound from them. So now down to the Orc Knob, 4 attacks for him. And he gets 2 hits, 2s for wounds. Yes, he does. So 2 saves of 3+. We fail on a double 1. 4+ for reanimation. There's another 1 there. So 1 more Lich Guard brought down. But the Bodyguard doing well here, protecting their Necron Overlord. Yeah, just doing morale now. They'll need to do a Breaking Heads test.
Mob roll.
Mob roll.
6. There's not 10 left, so I reroll that with Boss Pole. No, they failed.
5, okay.
And then Pain Boy. Oh, reach it first.
Pain Boy.
Failed.
Yeah, failed.
And he is a character.
Yeah, 2's pretty good. So, yeah, no, he'll actually hold there on a 2, and the boys can run. 5 inches, away they go. But no, it's gone in favour of the Necrons here. The boys are broken. Just 1 Pain Boy on a bike, holding up the Lich Guard and Necron Overlord. Right, so combat's resolved there. You've seen the war boss charge in. 10 out of 10 for bravery. He's led his lads well, and in the end hurling himself into combat against Tamil Ra and the Lich Guard. But in the end it wasn't enough. He has been slain there. But the melee continues. The Pain Boy still alive, will continue fighting on. But the Orcs definitely on the back foot here. Their attempt on the bridge hangs in the balance. Well, it's not even that really. They're struggling here. Necron's closing in on all sides. We'll go on to Necron turn 4 now, see what they can do. Right, so moving for the Necrons then on turn 4 for them. Necron Warriors moving and coming back this time just to sit on the 1 point objective. Sitting quite comfortably on the objective here as well with the Spider and Scarabs. Tomb Blades moving across, ready to fire at the Tank Busters. Wraiths are moving out to take on the Tractor Cannon just here. One flyer's come off table, that's the one that was snap shooting. And then this one here has come across the ridge, ready to fire down at the biker. Immortals manoeuvring to fire at the boys and also sitting on the 4 point objective. Melee continues just there, and then onto the 3 point objective with the Necron Warriors there also. We'll go on to shooting now for the Necrons. Again, a chance for them to do some significant damage from shooting, and then some combats available as well, potentially for them. Right, so shooting phase for the Necrons. Once again, the Tomb Blades, a real scourge here to the Orks. The Tank Busters wiped out by them. 30 hits coming through, not a single scatter with the blast markers just there. And then the Immortals firing through and destroying what was left of the Ork boys just there. Yeah, then the Nightside firing down, that Ork biker's gone from there, and that's it. So all we've got left here for the Orks really is one Pain Boy fighting away against Tammin Ra, the Tractor Cannon on top of the hill, and then the Tractor Cannon just down there. We'll go into assaults here for the Necrons on their turn 4. Right, so assaults here, the Wraiths have made it into combat against the Tractor Cannon just there, and then the ongoing melee just here against the Pain Boy. We'll get these resolved, and that will finish off Necron turn 4. Right, so combat's resolved here. The Pain Boy being brought down there by Tammin Ra, but one of the Lich Guard being brought down by him when he fought initiative 3. So well done there. And then over here the Grots are gone, and the Necrons overrun the gun emplacement just there. So that marks the end of the turn. It's fair to say you're in agreement here that the game will finish at this point. There's a few Orks left. No, there's 3 Grots and a gun left on the table. So we'll finish there. Necrons have triumphed. We'll get an exact score and see how much the Necrons have won by. Right, so just calculating points here. 4 points for this objective here. 3 points for this one, that's 7. 8 over there. 9, 10 there. Then Linebreaker here, that's 11. Slay the Warlord is 12. And then First Blood 13 to the Necrons. We're just trying to find points here for the Orks. It is a 0, so it's 13-0 or 13-0 to the Necrons here in a crushing defeat. But we may well be beholding the rise of a new power on this channel. The Necrons are back, and they're back in a very strong and determined fashion. They're led by this Necron Overlord Tammin Ra and have achieved a number of victories already. Will they reach the very top? Eldar and Tau stand in their way, perhaps Grey Knights as well, and other factions bidding to reach the top. But Necrons definitely are in the ascendancy here at the moment. We've witnessed a crushing victory for them here against the Orks. But great game, very, very enjoyable game. Nice backdrop. Really glad that we opened the river up so that units could cross. It just made for a very nice dynamic game. And the nice spread of objectives as well just meant that play was distributed nicely all over the table. Thanks to Rob Batchelor for coming down. Great fun army, very nicely put together, and a very enjoyable game indeed. And the neon sign, the battery lasted the entire game, so well done to that as well. So we are planning to fight another game. It'll be on a different board. We're going to change the terrain around, but Rob's Orks will be back, and it will be on the Plus channel, so check that out. The channel link to that is on the Striking Scorpion 82 channel homepage. You'll see a tab there. You can click on it, take you to the Plus channel, and then you'll be able to see the second installment of the game on there. So Rob's Orks will be back. But they'll be taking on a different army. It'll be a showcase Challenger Scorpion game. We'll also get a closer look at Rob's army laid out in all of its glory as well. But as for this game here, we've seen the Necrons tirelessly and mercilessly go about their advance. They're on the rise. How far will they go? We'll have to see. The Eldar and Tau watch them with interest. Tammin Ra is beginning to make a name for himself and to form his own legend. Gutripper watches with interest as well, and with frustration to see a fellow Ork war boss killed by the cursed Necrons. But great game. Thanks for watching. and tune in next time. Okay, so just discussing unit of the game here for both sides. For the Orks, we're in agreement here. Definitely the tank busters did very well indeed. Took out the Tomb Spider way ahead there. So, yeah, and the Ghost Ark they took out also. So dishing out a nice lot of damage from them. A nice supporting unit for the Orks to have. Those rocket shots coming through, very helpful indeed. And then another shooting unit as well for the Necrons for their unit of the game choice, and that was the Tomb Blades. Tough, annoying unit to get rid of, and their firepower when against the right target can be utterly devastating. So that's units of the game for both sides.